I want to specifically talk with you today about this documented essay assignment. This is not going to be a difficult assignment for you guys to complete, but it is important that you understand exactly what you're doing and that you follow some specific guidelines. So, in order to make this the easiest possible process for you guys, what I'm asking you to do is to use the words and ideas of others as resources. In other words, to use articles, books, websites to further develop one point of your personal essay. So basically what I'm asking you to do is to go back and revisit your personal essay and choose which body paragraph that you liked the most for whatever reason. Either it interested you the most, you felt most comfortable talking about that point, you felt like you made the strongest argument. Whatever reason you choose, I want you to pick one body paragraph from the personal essay that you've already written. And then the topic sentence of that body paragraph will become the thesis statement for this documented essay. And you will just develop that new thesis statement more fully. So I'm asking you to drill down and fully flesh out one small aspect of your personal essay. Now, this is going to allow you to just pick the topic sentence you like the best, and you've already even started thinking about how you're going to develop it because you have a whole body paragraph. So you will complete an outline for me that will require your new thesis and new topic sentences. So you're developing it more fully than you did in just the paragraph the first time around. But nevertheless, you've already got a basic idea of some point you want to make. And when you're entering the research process, it's really important to have a clear idea of where you want to go before you start looking for sources to support you. That helps make your research much more targeted, much more specific. And it saves you time. So I'm going to ask, much as I did in that first essay, for your thesis statement and your outline before you even begin research. But I am just going to give you an overview of those research requirements now. You must have 3 to 5 sources. That is enough for a paper this size. I don't want you to have fewer than 3, and I don't want you to have more than 5. That is plenty. You're not writing a book, you're writing an essay. So you really do not need more than 5 sources, which means you're going to have to be choosy. You're going to have to choose the sources that help you make your argument the best, not just the first ones you find. So that's going to require some research work on your part. And we will get to that as we move through writing this paper. I will definitely give you tips and suggestions. You have to refer directly to each of your sources at least once somewhere in the body paragraphs of your essay. So in other words, you cannot count a quote that you might use as an attention getter as a source unless you also use that source somewhere in your body paragraphs, somewhere where you're actually making your argument. Your sources must also come from reputable sources. And I have more information to give you about this. The Alabama Virtual Library, print sources, or carefully vetted sources from a general web search. And we will talk about this, how to find sources in the Alabama Virtual Library and how to know or to vet general web-based searches. There is an organization requirement for this essay, and there's options. Those can be found on page 47 and 48 in your textbook. I will talk about this more in detail as we progress through the assignment. This essay is going to be longer, 800 to 1,000 words, because you are using other people's ideas as well. So you already proved to me that you have plenty to say on your own, so just adding in the ideas of others should get you to that word count pretty easily. You must include an MLA Works Cited page at the end of your essay. I'll specifically show you how that looks and how to do that. This page does not count towards your word requirement. So you will post your word count at the end of the last page of your paper, not at the end of the Works Cited page. And each time you use material from a source, whether that's a direct quotation, a paraphrase, or a summary, or even just if you mention a fact or a statistic, you must use in-text citations. And we will talk about how to do that as well. It is important for this essay that you follow my process, that you do the pieces of this essay as I assign them. I have been teaching documented essays for 1,000 years, and I have settled upon a process that really seems to work for students. So if you follow my process, if you submit the pieces as I ask you to, you shouldn't get confused, you shouldn't get overwhelmed, and this essay should be a piece of cake for you. Please keep in mind that your reader has not done any of the research that you have or read any of your sources. Therefore, you have to carefully integrate those sources into your essay. You must introduce them and explain to the reader why you find them reliable and useful. And again, there is a process for this that is very simple and very easy to follow. Remember, it is perfectly fine to incorporate I and personal experience because you are building off that personal essay, but remember, know you in the body paragraphs. This is an assignment that tests your ability to document. Therefore, plagiarism will not be tolerated. You must document your sources and you must document them correctly. And I promise I will walk you through those steps. We will have opportunities to practice and opportunities to discuss how to do or how to follow appropriate documentation guidelines. So, email me if you have any questions at all before you jump in and get started. But like I said, the very first thing you need to do is revisit that personal essay and choose the one topic sentence that you want to develop into an entire essay.